listening to the Loud Talk Podcast, powered by Hustle Killer.
You're listening to Loud Talk Podcast, powered by Hustle Killer. It's motherfucking Bernie Mac. You listen to motherfucking Loud Podcast, motherfucker.
Yo, Loud Talk Podcast. We made it, baby. We made it. Season 3. We here, 2022. After the pandemics and masks and all that crazy stuff, we made it back here. We want to thank our sponsors, Go House Studios and Hustle Killer. Always. It's not possible without them. The wheels do not turn without them. So thank you for our sponsors. I want to give a big shout out to my co-host over here, Kyle Goldstein in the building. Yeah.
What's up? How we doing?
And today we're going to be interviewing our good friend, Kamari Jones is in the building. What up? How you doing?
Chilling,
vibing
like the vibe, you know.
Word, you seen I have my sunglasses and you had to go get your sunglasses.
Yeah, like, you know, I recently just started rocking sunglasses.
Okay.
Like, these shits right here, they too big.
Yeah, they like a vibe.
Yeah, I like them. They make me feel like
Trinidad James vibe.
Yeah, they make me feel like a little pretty boyish, but at the same time, like, very mystique and chill, you know?
Where you get Carlson freaking glasses?
I feel left out. I immediately feel left out.
Glasses, man.
Man, I might have to run to the whip real quick and just grab some.
Shit, everybody has a pair. Everybody has a pair in the car, right?
That's one thing. That's one thing I feel like you need as an accessory, some glasses.
Definitely.
You need your phone, you need an extra charger. You never know when you want to be.
And you need the shades.
Shades.
Especially if you like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yo, is he Big Daddy?
Yeah, of course.
Invisible with the glasses
Invisible
on,
with
bro.
the glasses
Let's
on.
go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
So we have Kamari Jones here. He's an artist out of Massachusetts, specifically Boston.
Yeah.
I've got a chance to see him perform many times. He's going to be coming up on the Big Bag Theory Tour 3.0, I believe. And he's going to be performing tomorrow night, which, by the way, by the time you see this, the battle will already be over. But tomorrow night, May 7th, Kaz versus Paranoia are going to be battling at the Hustle Killer HQ, all right? So when you see this, I need you to go to YouTube and I need you to look up Kaz versus Paranoia, all right? Check it out. It's a Hustle Killer Thone event. This man right here is going to be performing. It's going to be a great time. Our friend over here, Kyle's going to be a judge, actually. So that's going to be a great time. So let's get into these questions. You know, what really made me stand out about you when I was doing a little bit of research is I noticed that you had something going on with the Boston City Council office called the Official Resolution. So now, can you tell us a little bit about that? Is that you performing for them? Tell us about that.
So the way that worked was, so a good friend of mine, she's from the East Boston community.
Okay.
Her name was Lydia Edwards.
Okay.
And like she's like a city councilor.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, I was born and raised in Dorchester, and I
Okay.
moved to Eastie when I was like 11 or 12 years old.
Right.
And then like I started going to this nonprofit organization called Zoomix, and that's why I kind of like started crafting my artistry to do what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew about me from Zoomix.
Right.
But then they had this thing where they were like recognizing upcoming black artists in the city.
Oh, dope.
And then my name just got bunched in there.
Yeah.
And then she reached out to me. At first I was like, that kind of seems like a little bit strange to me.
A little hesitant?
I was like, damn, at the city council. So I was like, you know what? I'll take the opportunity.
Of
I didn't
course.
even know what the fuck they were gonna give me.
Right.
I pulled up. It was very like it kind of looked like it was going to court. I was like, damn.
Mad professional.
Yeah,
Right?
they had me going with the metal detectors. My mom,
Right.
she came with me. This was the first time my
Oh,
mom ever
mom
saw me.
came. Word. Shout out
First
to
time
moms.
she saw me perform,
Mm-hmm.
and like the vibe was very dope. I was really hesitant what song I was gonna do, but I did my track called Gamble, produced by the homie Melodic. Shout out to Melodic.
Okay, shout out to
And
Melodic.
that's all my album that's on all streaming platforms called the Kamari album. But I also released another album called Expand,
Okay.
and we can get more into that
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
But
we will.
in a sense, she gave me an award, and that award kind of just recognized me as like a certified artist in the city. And I really like opened a lot of doors for me as well, because once a lot of people started seeing it, you know how that go, people start seeing it, and they're like, oh shit.
Yep. They see you here, they see you there, and all of a sudden you're everywhere.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we gotta get this kid like on like showcases and stuff.
Right.
So that was one thing. They gave me an award, and on that award, which is very dope, is it has all the politicians who are like currently like in the city right now.
Right.
And they all like, it's to the point where it's like it has the Boston City stamp on it, but it also has their names under it. So like I can use that award for like other opportunities. Like,
Yeah.
if people really want to know about me, like I show them out, they're like, oh, he's very serious. Like, he has politicians. That
Right,
it's like a
right.
cosign.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I mean,
cosign.
that's something that's really good for your like press kit, right? So when you're going and you start booking more and more and more
100%,
shows,
yeah.
when you're trying to maybe book out a tour or something like that, you have that right in your bag, almost like in your resume for
Yeah,
your press kit.
super
Like, hey, I
professional,
got this,
yep.
this, and that,
Mhm.
and that's why
That's
you need to book
definitely
me,
gonna be-
right? That's
It's definitely gonna help you out, like, you know, like going forward, like giving you like he said, like a little boost in your press kit. That's definitely fire. So, have you did any other things related to that, the city council, or was it just that one event that you did?
I mean, I've done like, see, the thing is, like, I always tell people I was very blessed to be around like a nonprofit organization,
Okay.
which gave me opportunities to do stuff. Like,
Yes.
I was able to do like shows at Harvard,
Okay.
all types of stuff
Oh,
like that.
fire, yeah.
I was able to do a couple shows at Berkeley and stuff. Just be able to be around certain like environments that are not comfortable like for me, because me being like very old school vibes, I like the old school hip hop vibe.
Okay.
And certain people just like it's not as common everywhere. Everyone's into new shit, but me, I'm very into like dabbling into 90s stuff, the way I talk, the way I act, the way I dress and
Swag
stuff.
and shit. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what's up. So, recently you had you dropped a new album. And for the life of me, I was looking for the fucking name of the album, dog. Is it just fucking album? Is it just
Nah, it's Kamari Jones Expand.
okay?
Stream platform.
Because I was looking for it and I could not find the name of it. I'm asking people around, like, yo, what is the name? Is it just Kamari Jones? Like, so what inspired you for that cover? Because it reminded me kind of like an old school, like
it did have
Master
like a
P, like
almost like an old mixtape kind of vibe where it had that
yeah.
aesthetic to it,
Is that what
which
you
was
were-
clearly intentional, I'm assuming, right?
Right.
Yeah, like backtracking to what I was saying earlier, it's just like my whole vibe and persona is just very like 90s and aesthetic. Like,
Yeah.
I've like, here's the thing, I'm bent on like bringing stuff back, like people that
Yep.
forgot about, like that album cover, like 21 Savage, he kind of brought it back for his album cover.
Right.
But
Yeah,
me-
he did.
But me personally, like, I'm a heavy like bumper of the old school Wayne. Like, I to this day I bump.
That
a lot.
actually makes a lot of sense based
Yeah.
off the cover. It reminded me of like 5,000 degrees.
5,000 degrees. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I'm heavy into old school Lil Wayne. I fuck with Jadakiss. I fuck
And
with
you gotta let
Marley.
people know you're only 22 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only 22 years old, so you're deep rooted. If you're going way back, you know what I mean, to the golden era. You know what I mean. That's what you're basing
I
your.
didn't know that you were 22 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. A lot of
people
I
think
feel like
I'm
I've been
older.
seeing you a lot longer than you've been,
Yeah.
21, right?
I've been the thing is I've been in the scene since I was 11.
in the mix. Yeah. Okay, right. So the new album can be found obviously on all streaming platforms.
Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora,
Yes,
or any fucking like streaming platform services. You can check it out. Kamari Jones, Camarie Jones, and then the album should probably expand or Kamari, whatever.
And you had the album release party at the Jungle in Somerville, Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Was that a good turnout?
To me, like it was a turnout that I was like, damn, that's crazy for especially people who fuck with me.
Okay.
Because like I think we almost had like 30 people come out.
Yeah.
It was very different
Yeah.
for me because I'm all like, it showed me how much people are really tapped into
Vibing with you, yeah.
And it was like, even for me, it's like whether it would have been 10 people, 20 people, I would have still been satisfied because
Yeah.
like, damn, like the support is support, but like for that amount of turnout and for people to be really vibing with me, I was like, damn.
Okay.
And then once I found out, I was like, damn, I have those much people that come out and rock with me. Imagine if like what's the next turnout?
300 people next time. You know
And that's
what I'm
always the
saying?
thing too, just leveling yourself up, right?
Yeah.
And being your own critic, your biggest competitor with your own self.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. So you said you've been kind of in the scene since you're like 11, right? You
Mhm.
said, and I don't know if you remember the first time that we met. You were
The freestyle clinic?
no, so it was at Bonefish Harry's at a rec shop event.
Oh yeah, shout out to Rec Shop.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
shout out to
And
Rec Shop.
so
Yeah.
we met, but you were at the time you were working like with Rec Shop and you were working the door.
Yeah.
And I pulled up, and this was maybe like right off my first tour, right?
Okay.
So right off my first tour,
Yeah.
and I know Justice and I know PSA really well,
Yep.
and you were working the door and had this was our first time meeting ever, and I still remember you were like, oh no, we need like a card and this and that, and we need cash and this and that. I'm like, oh man, but I had the question I was going to ask. So from when 11 years old to the point that we met that first time to right now, what are you the most satisfied with about your progression as an artist?
Just like I like to humble myself. Just more of the respect that I get from a lot of the older cats, and especially a lot of the younger kids. I say younger kids, but a lot of kids
Younger than you.
Yeah, younger than me.
Yeah.
Because the crazy thing about it, I think now it's like we live in a time where a lot of the older generation don't give credit to the younger kids that's coming up, and they're like, oh, this and that.
Right.
But for me, it was always like, I feel like it was the other way around. Like, I know I had the older G's respect. It was more for the younger kids my age, because people my age, like, they weren't tapped into the type of style of music I was doing.
Right.
Unless they were heavy into what the style of music I was making. But from that time of, like, the when I was 11 to me working rec shop, it's funny because at that time, like, I started, like, I really got in the scene through rec shop. Like, I probably was one of the youngest rec shop members at the time.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it got to a point where everyone started knowing who I am, from Sean Patel, like, pushing me, PSA, Justice Bourne, like, Shalom, ST Nack. It got to a point where, like, I had all these big names in the city.
A couple legends, really.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Even, like, Relentless, shout out to Relentless, The Tangible. It got to the point where a lot of the OGs started, like, bringing me under their wing, started, like, giving me insights, giving me the game.
Yeah.
And at the time, it sucked because I couldn't go to a lot of these events because my age and bars being 21 plus, they were like, damn, I wish you was this age. And when I finally reached a certain age, like, I had a lot of them, like, I think I almost had PSA teared up one day because he was like, you're finally 21 now? You can go to these events?
Right.
And then,
You grew up right in front of everybody's eyes.
and he was really, like, happy to see me be able to, like, do, like, the stuff that I'm doing right now. And PSA was also at the album release, too.
Okay.
And he,
Shout out to PSA, man. Shout out to PSA.
yeah,
shout out to the
PSA.
homie.
Definitely a personality, man.
And that's cool, man. And like, so you progress from an artist standpoint, right? Were you creating songs and creating records? Was it always something that you really honed in into that old school sound, or was that something that, like, maybe when you first started you tried something different and then you were like, nah, I kind of really vibe with this, or was it kind of just full on
Natural,
out, just
yeah.
natural? I
Right.
like, the old school '90s like boom bap style beats or Jadakiss style beats from like the early 2000s. Was there a change there, or was it something that you always kind of had?
I think, to me, it was just about, like, the influence I was around. Because I have a lot of brothers. I have
People's right.
I have 7 brothers and 3 sisters.
Right.
So all my brothers was into that old school, like, D-Block.
Yeah.
Like, hella Stack Bundles.
Dipset, all
Stack
that
Bundles.
shit.
Max B, Wavy
Yeah.
Era
Oh,
type.
yeah.
Right.
Max B, man.
Like, the crazy thing about it, like, I think it was more natural for me to gravitate towards that than
What's
many-
like the newer shit that's out?
Like, here's the thing. To me, this might sound like fucked up, but I think it's more easier for me to do the newest shit than for me to do the older shit. Because the older shit now, like, people respect it. Like, I can perform older shit, but then,
Yeah.
like, to catch the new wave, it'd be more like eye opener and ear opener for some people, because they're like, damn, he's coming out of shell. And it's like, to me, I feel like that's more easier.
Right.
Because it's like, I can do that, but then I'm not trying to be in, like, the same as every artist coming out the city.
Yeah, that makes
But-
sense.
right.
That makes
Because
sense.
I feel like the hardest shit is more harder to do. Like, the old school shit to me is like, you can do it,
Mhm.
but you're gonna have a lot of, like, it's gonna be harder for you to try to get people to, like, tap in with that. But
Yeah.
shout out to, like, we got Benny the Butcher doing
Oh,
this shit
shout out
right
to Benny the
now.
Butcher. I was just thinking about him when I was thinking about somebody who's bringing back that old. It's not even an old feel. It's just like, the lyrics, like some real rap music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really like Griselda. I like Benny the Butcher. Now, do you fuck with any, like, besides Benny the Butcher, like any newer or younger artists, like,
Hell
in
yeah.
the industry? Like, who's your favorite artist that you fuck with right now? Like, that's like a younger generation artist.
I got 4. We go Pop Smoke.
Ooh,
I
shout
fuck with
out
Pop
to Pop Smoke. Yeah.
I like, to me, I fuck with Pop because people. One thing that I feel like people don't fail to realize, I'm heavy into, like, trendsetting and seeing, like, styles, how things are switching and stuff. And
Yeah.
Pop, to me, he brought a new sound, even though, like, the UK drill was already going on.
Yeah.
But he brought it to, like, where it's at right
Oh,
now.
for sure.
And, like, even now, he passed away, and
There's 100 clones.
yeah, and then people still, like, bumping him.
Yeah.
So I give that to Pop.
For
I'll
sure.
And
also-
he really brought that to the UK drill was always a thing. It's been
It
around
was.
for a long
It has
ass
for a
time.
while, yeah.
It's he made it pop in
Right at
America.
the forefront,
I think he was the
yeah.
first one that like everybody knew in the hip hop scene who Pop Smoke was,
Definitely,
right?
right off the rip.
That's interesting. It's like it's pretty cool to see that because UK drill has been around forever.
Right.
Yeah, it comes
Even-
from actually dubstep roots, which is pretty crazy to think about. That
True, true,
drill's
true.
140, right?
Yeah, 140 BPM, yeah.
Yep.
So like even Pop Smoke has like like a older like type of like sense to him. Like what I'm saying, he's not like he got swag like the younger dudes, but you could tell his like mentality was a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely fuck with Pop Smoke. Who else? You said 4. Who else we got?
It was Pop.
Yeah.
And then recently he just popped off with K Flock.
K Flock, I know K Flock.
I fuck with K Flock.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
to me,
yeah.
like his vibe and like me, I'm heavy into just like when if the voice is catching too,
Yeah.
I fucks with it.
Okay, like a catchy voice.
Yeah, I fuck with like Pop Smoke. I fuck with K Flock.
Yeah.
Like the other two, Herbal.
G Herbo?
G Herbo. I fuck
Okay,
with
shout out to
Herbal.
Herbo. I haven't really got into like a lot of his music, but I know how popular he is. 100%. Yeah.
I remember when Herb burst into the scene with him and Bibby would kill shit. That shit blew a lot of
Baby,
people
yeah, I
up.
like
They were
Baby.
popping off when I was like, I'm old, I'm way older than you at this point, but when I was in college, that was when they first
Yeah.
kind of started
Yeah,
dropping
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
and they were like
Right
on
after
the
Chief
come up.
Keef, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Not too long after that.
Right after,
probably,
yeah.
What was that? 2012. I would
Facts.
say.
Yeah, about 2012,
Yeah.
yeah.
And last but not least, Dave East.
Dave East, shout out to East.
I fuck with East.
Yeah.
And the reason why is like, the reason why I'm saying Dave East is because I remember when I first heard Dave East, and like that was back like, I really want to say from me, I really want to say it was like, I don't want to say like 2011 or 12 because I don't think East was around, but I think he was doing shit
He
around.
was, but he wasn't like. All right, so I'm cool with like J.R. Ryder and
Yeah, I fuck
Fred
with
Money
Ryder.
and shit like that. I got songs with them niggas, you know what I'm saying? And I got offered a Dave East feature. I had to pay for it, like $1,500, and I would have got a song with his verse already on it, and then I could do whatever I wanted with the song.
Maybe it was only 1,500.
Yeah.
That's
Well, this is coming from a
crazy.
secondary party, you know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay, that's wild.
So I turned it down because I didn't really know who Dave East was at the time, you know what I'm saying? I wish I didn't do it. Now it's super popular, you know what I mean?
You missed the
And
boat on that
I
one,
missed
buddy.
the boat big time on that one. But
I tell you this though, like it's funny that you said like Fred Money
Yeah.
and J.R. Ryder because
Yeah.
I fuck with J.R. Ryder.
Heavy.
One thing that's what I mean by like kids my age not tapping into that. Like me, I'm heavy into like freestyling, like spitting
yeah,
bars.
that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, about freestyling. Every time I see you, you're freestyling.
And one thing is like me, I definitely was like I did research. I was definitely heavy into like looking at Smack DVD, like freestyles. We could go more into that because I don't want to spoil anything I'm about to say. But Dave East was definitely one of the artists that I still to this day. My homie, shout out to my homie C Fendi, he got a whole love for Dave East. He probably gonna kill me when he just be like, "Yo, you exposed me now." Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. He's
You
a good
know,
artist.
the
man.
four that you mentioned, right? It's also a testament to kind of your art in general and kind of what you're vibing with, anyways. Because
Definitely.
they all, every single one of those guys has some type of kind of old school vibe to it in some ways.
Yeah.
It's pushing and it's innovative and it's
Yeah.
new,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's still located
Attached
at the
to
roots
the-
of what you
yeah,
kind of fuck
yeah,
with at the
yeah.
beginning.
100%.
That's pretty cool.
So, it seems to me that you're pretty thorough when you say that, you know what I'm saying? You got that certain style or whatever, you incorporate more of like the 90s and early 2000s, and, as we get talking more and more, it seems that it's really, very thoroughly apparent that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that's where you're riding from. Now, I heard you guys talk about Zoomix. What is Zoomix?
I mean, Zoomix is a non-profit organization.
Okay.
Which so Zoomix is a non-profit organization that started in East Boston.
Okay.
And they started back, I think, in like 1993.
Okay.
And before I was born, but yeah.
Yeah.
And started with a lady named Madeline Satinsky.
Yep.
She was she started in her living room with just her and a couple of like students and like her friends and like legit in her house. And next thing you know, after that she got a grant to like pretty much start a Zoomix, and then they started in a firehouse, and then they not firehouse, but they started in a church,
Yeah.
an old church, and then they moved to a firehouse,
Okay.
in which they're currently at right now.
Okay.
And like Zoomix has been around for like a while now.
Okay, you find that online, Zoomix.
Yeah, ZUMIX. Shout out to Zoomix.
ZUMIX. Check them out, definitely 100%. I want to go back real quick to the freestyling because actually I was at a show the other night and we were freestyling out in the parking lot. And we had the karaoke machine and had the microphone and yo, it was actually. It was,
I don't know why I just thought.
lit.
Remember those baby microphones, bro?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
ones
yeah,
that had
yeah.
like the little divot in it.
Yeah, they what are they? What do you call them? Inside.
It was echo.
Yeah,
It was
it's
over.
on the inside. Yeah, those are funny.
He might be too young for that shit. He might not even
way
know who
too
we're
young,
talking.
Way too young. So yeah, you were freestyling for what 20 minutes straight. Longer, 30 minutes straight until like they pretty much told us we gotta get the hell up out this parking lot. Like,
Sounds about right,
It's getting
right?
too late, man. So you always freestyle? You attached to the freestyle clinic? Do you guys know each other from that, or do you know each other from
Rec shop.
Rec shop.
Yeah,
Okay,
rec
well,
Like,
shop.
I was too young to go to freestyle clan. I mean, now I'm old enough to go.
Okay.
But at one point, it was a 21 plus thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't really be able to go.
So is freestyle like your thing? Like,
It's to me,
is
it's
it part of your whole rapper repertoire?
I'll tell you this: people who've been around me, my homies, they know like when a beat come on and we in a cipher, they know like it's to a point where it's like it's second nature to me. Like,
Okay.
I can come up out of sleep and just be like, I hear a beat and just like
Start freestyle.
start freestyling, and to me, it's something that half of the songs that I have come up with be like freestyle. I'll be like, yo, somebody did y'all catch that shit? I want
Right.
to remember that shit and I fuck with it.
Mhm.
But like I always tell people I'm on like my goal is when I get to flex from flex or swing.
Flex.
I never say if, I always say when I get to that I already know it's gonna be a rap.
When?
It's gonna be a rap because I know I don't like doing like writtens and like freestyles. Like I'm heavy into like the old school culture, like
Actually freestyle.
like just saying it off the top because I think it's more like when you say shit, it could be the simplest shit. Like I've like been in like ciphers where if you incorporate a person in the crowd, be like, yo, I'm with my man rapping in the green shirt. I guess that you're gonna make that person feel so good about themselves,
Facts,
and then they're gonna be like, that was so dope.
Right.
All I just said was,
And it also clicks in their head, right? That like, oh, he's actually freestyling,
right, yeah,
like that's
yeah.
a big thing too, because a lot of the time, right, when somebody's freestyling and they're doing a good job, right? Some people
that's
go,
written, bro.
what is that, right?
Yeah.
So when you start, including things like you're talking about shit in the room,
Right,
if you're
yeah.
talking about that. Now you said that sometimes you freestyle and I'm like, oh, I want to like, did somebody get that, right?
Yeah.
When you're in the booth, right, when you're recording your album, was that something that you incorporated in when you were doing it? Were you freestyling some of that, or were you writing that on pen and paper and then kind of translating that over to the booth?
I think I'm about to expose my whole writing process, but my homie Cashy 2 Times, shout out to 2 Times, Cashy.
Cashy.
Shout out.
Cashy, he's always pushing me. Like, I mean, I write, but at the same time, I might as well just expose myself. Half the time, I do go in the booth and I do a lot of my shit off top.
That's good.
But then, in some cases, like, if I feel like, you know what, I feel like I want to give the artist like the 100% feel,
Yeah.
I'll go and I write songs.
Okay.
Like, if you were to be like, yo, bro, I want you on track, I'm not gonna do you like that and be like, yo, let me freestyle this
Of
shit.
course.
Right.
Like,
Especially if it costs money.
yeah,
wasting time,
I rather take that shit like very seriously, but not 9 times out of 10, like my whole, not my whole album, but like certain like the songs, like I've like come up off the top with it, and I rehear and I go retweak a little shit, and like and me personally, like a lot of things I do now, even with freestyles and ciphers, like I like doing off the top of the dome shit, but I also do like write sometimes.
Okay.
But even still, right, when you're saying you're going to expose yourself, right, for saying your writing process, that's like, you doing that is a marketable, that's like a good thing, right? Like, people go in and go, wait, so he's going in there and he's freestyling some of this stuff? That's something that's like,
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people do that.
That's something
yeah.
that people should know, you know what I mean, my brother? Like,
Because you're gonna have that option, man. You know.
The only reason why I don't like fully expose myself on that, because I know like the whole hip hop shit where it's like respecting lyricists and people taking time to respect the craft. But at the same time, like,
you're creative, bro.
yeah, like me personally, the only thing that I can't respect is just ghostwriters. Can't do that. Like,
I mean,
I
it
can't.
depends on for what type of artist. If it's like a Doja Cat and somebody wrote that song, cool. She's just an entertainer, bro. She's not like, you know what I mean?
So Doja Cat to call me.
I feel like it's more
Call this man Doja Cat. I'm gonna tag you some point somewhere along the line.
Yo,
call this man. Yo, can I talk about Junior Biggie?
Oh shit.
Junior. Now, tell me about that name. Where's that name come from?
That was when I met it. That's how I met him the first time.
Okay.
Cole gotta come off.
Okay.
One sleep.
Yeah.
Alright, so Junior Biggie, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I was in middle school.
Okay.
I went to the Edwards Middle School.
Yep.
And At the time, I was chubby. I had a little shortcut, you know how
Yeah.
Biggie did.
Okay.
And at the time, like a lot of the kids, they used to like. I used to get picked on because I was chubby and shit.
Okay, we get it.
But
Yeah.
now they look at me now. They're like, "Oh my God, can I talk?" I'm like, "No, bro, yeah, no,
Nah.
that ain't happening."
You used to
But-
diss me back.
Yeah,
in the day.
facts.
Right.
But when I was in middle school, right, there was this one girl. She I don't know where she came up with this name from. She was like, kind of look like Biggie. Next thing you know, she just started calling me Biggie.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, I kid you not, y'all really think I'm lying. Y'all can go to my school, my old school, East Boston High. You can
Yeah.
go to all the schools I went to. Y'all want, I could tell you these schools. No funny shit. You ask all the teachers. It got to a point where Biggie became my name. I started to, I used to introduce myself, yo, Junior Biggie, Little Biggie, whatever. Got to a point where
Little Biggie.
people would hear that, right? It caught on so crazy, like people didn't even know what the fuck my real name was. It got to a point where people would be looking for me. They'd be like, yo, anybody see Biggie? You mean Kamari? No, Biggie. We're like, that's the same person. They be
Right.
like, I only know you as Biggie. Like,
right,
even to this
right.
day, like, people still call me Biggie. And, like, I switched that because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not trying to compare myself to them. Like, me personally, those are big shoes to fill.
That's a tough name.
And,
That's a tough name to have.
That's like, right now. That put a lot of pressure on me as an artist because it's like, can't be going to a cypher fucking up with that name. That's like somebody walking in the cypher, yo, I'm Lil Tupac. Guarantee you.
Lil Tupac.
I guarantee you, somebody gonna be like, we gonna be watching you throughout the whole night. You
Yeah,
fuck up
for
tonight,
real.
we pull you outside. Be
Especially when you as you're moving up in your career at the moment, you're on the come up, right? Like, at some point, if that name's stuck, you're nothing's gonna happen besides you getting compared to that for the rest of the time you had that name.
Fact.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're gonna be like, oh, who does this guy think he is? You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like,
But here's definitely like one thing I will say. I tell people shit. I will never ever compare myself to Biggie. Like even to this day, I think people who compare themselves to Pac or throw dirt on Biggie and Pac, they don't realize those are two big goats that open the door for
big, like you said, big shoes to fill.
big shoes
you know
to fill.
what I'm
Like me personally, like I like even if someone even like I don't give a fuck if like the greatest of them all say, yeah, you reminded me of Biggie. I'll be like, I appreciate that, but I can't take that. Like Biggie,
saying? You can take it, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm different. I'm not. Big,
I want to
you
do
know
that because me, I'm a huge Biggie fan too. Like
Mm.
all my brothers and sisters knew growing up.
Yeah.
I remember like I used to be so heavy into listening to Biggie. I remember buying the book. My sister got me the book for my birthday about
Sorry.
Biggie, and then I remember like buying Biggie merch, like the whole Juicy jersey. I
Yeah,
copped that.
yeah.
I remember just doing all types of like shit that Biggie was into. Like there's a lot of shit that people don't know about me. Like I almost know every Biggie song there is to know.
Okay.
Like you can't
We have to
quiz
test your knowledge. Remember
the
that.
loop.
Remember that. We'll go back.
give me the loop.
Give me the loot. My man If left for Tech 9 in my crib. Turn himself in, he had to do a bid. From 1 to 3, he was at the woman 93. I'm ready to get this paper, G.
You with me?
Bro, y'all know.
Hey, let's go.
Keep this. The whole Ready to Die album, classic. If y'all don't know about Ready to Die,
One of
you're
my
slipping.
favorite albums.
Slipping.
100%
Life
from
After
beginning to
Death.
end. Yeah.
feel like
Today's
that-
agenda. Got the suitcase. Oh, come on, y'all know about that.
You know what? Real quick, since we're talking about that, is there any album that changed your life? Like after you heard it, you're like, wow, like I know for sure this is like what I want to do. Or it helped you through a certain time. Like, you know, because I have certain albums that
everybody
will
got that one, yeah.
really help me get through some rough fucking times. Or I have albums that were like, yo, I know why I want to be a rapper now. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have an album that fucking did that to you?
Y'all want to know the album, but the thing is, it's not gonna be hip hop.
That was who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Michael Jackson's.
Let's go.
Michael Jackson's. I really want to say, I think it's Off the Wall. Billie
Off
Jean.
the Wall? Yeah.
Actually, not. Actually, it wasn't Off the Wall. It was the one where he wore on the fucking cover when
The red
Thriller?
jacket?
No, it was-
not with the red jacket.
No,
the
it was
white
the-
suit. The white
the
suit.
white suit. I keep
And it's
forgetting.
off the wall, isn't
Off
it?
the Wall, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So Michael Jackson really inspired me.
Okay.
He
What was
really,
that Thriller?
like,
Shit.
I think it's the Thriller album, but
Michael
Michael
he's fucking great.
Either
yeah.
one's smacking.
Yeah,
And at
I
the end
will
of the
say,
day,
like, Michael Jackson was a big inspiration for me growing up because
Facts.
my brother was heavy into, like, my brother was the one that he would be into the Beatles and Michael Jackson. He would put me in his room.
He's
Be like,
older than you.
yeah, he would put me in his room and be like, you know about this? I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
And, like, at the time when I was very young, like 9 or 10, he used to try to scam me with Thriller. Thriller used to be.
Yeah, they used to try to do that to us too when we was younger.
Yeah,
but I used to love it.
My man was trying to throw me in the bathroom, lock the closet, and play Thriller.
Oh, shit.
But then as I got older, I was like, that shit is not scaring me. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do.
I just watched that again recently. I fucking was like,
Fucking
I was like 3 blunts deep. I watched Thriller. I was like, me and the girl watched Thriller. I was like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
This is. But it's. I mean,
It's well production for back
you know,
then.
with that stuff, you always got to look at it from the time period that it dropped.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, you know, if you're trying to compare that to like.
Some new shit.
But
right.
even still, the vision of that video is fucking crazy.
I don't care what nobody
the
says.
fucking makeup.
I don't care what nobody says. Thriller, to me, is probably one of the best music videos. Because you want to know why?
100%.
It was beyond its time, and like you look back at it, like for something at that time period is like it shows to tell you like good material stays and like it's marinates with you.
Facts.
Just
facts.
legendary
100%.
records too. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like
of
at the end of the
course,
day,
of
it's like, you know, those records are so prevalent. You can hear them at every wedding.
Facts.
You love it here.
Anywhere.
Like
any
anywhere.
elevator, any office, any fucking
You
anywhere.
hear that? You hear that on? People are moving.
I will say definitely Michael Jackson album. If we're talking about hip hop, there's only 3 that really I tell people to this day was Biggie's "Ready to Die,"
Yeah.
the infamous,
Yeah. Ooh.
and my last but not least would definitely be Banks' Hunger for
more.
To me, it's because I'm a huge Banks fan too.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
heavy into punchlines and like bars and shit.
Speaking of Banks, he's getting ready to drop a new album real soon. I
Okay.
just seen him on his Instagram.
I was vibing with Banks' mixtape stuff.
Yeah,
Like Cold Corn
yeah.
2.
People
Yeah.
sleep on
Yeah.
Banks.
5.
for
He
sure, for
murdered
sure.
Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, I
Right?
wish
He
he
had
put
some-
out more material, man. You know, that whole unit situation, pretty sad situation. But so real quick, before we wrap it up and take it off of this thing, I need you to let people know, you got any upcoming shows besides tomorrow at the Battle? Do you have any shows or anything that you want to tell the people with anything about you? Tell them right now.
Yeah, you know, pop out to the Battle tomorrow. Shout out to HK.
Yes.
Shout out to, you know, this wonderful podcast for having me.
Yep.
I will say, as far as anything upcoming, the Tens music video will be coming soon.
Yep.
The Tens joint, that's another song I've been catching a lot of buzz. And
Okay.
shout out to the people that fuck with the song "Get the Fuck Off My Dick." That's another one.
Fuck off the niggas' dick.
And then, as far as like shows coming up, I would say like I'll be on the Big Bag tour with HK.
Okay.
That's one thing y'all can catch me on. And
Right.
definitely, I think it's May 14th, I want to say. I'll be performing with Greatness at the Acrobatic show.
Okay.
So that's going to be a vibe. And like,
You said the acrobatic show?
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's in Low.
Yeah.
Low Mass.
Yep.
Catch me over there with Greatness. It's going to be a vibe.
And what's your Instagram real quick so people know?
My Instagram is CAMAYEJONES with an underscore.
That's Kamari Jones on Instagram and on every other platform you could possibly think of. And I want to thank Kamari Jones for being our first guest on season 3, Loud Talk Podcast. And of course, I cannot forget our co-host over here on the right, Kyle Goldstein. We didn't even get a chance to get into the things we're going to get in with him. You're going to see him. We're going to bring him back. We're going to talk about all the crazy stuff he's got going on. So we want to thank our sponsors. Go House Studio, Hustle Killer. We can't do it without y'all. This is episode 1, season 3. We're about to come back with some more heat. So make sure you're paying attention, man. I want to appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate these guys. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to Nico Hustle, man. Hustle Killer. Let's go. We out of here.